bringing Israel to the world. This is IBN News.
With news of Israel, I'm Susan Michaels. It's been reported that Prime Minister Naftali Bennett met secretly with Jordan's King Abdullah II last week at his palace in Amman. In what was the monarch's first meeting with an Israeli premier in 3 years, Bennett apparently arrived last Thursday in the Jordanian capital by helicopter, with the two leaders discussing Israel supplying drinking water provisions to the drought-hit kingdom. King Abdullah indicated he is willing to turn over a new leaf in Israeli-Jordanian ties, leaving behind years of shaky relations with former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which was increasingly tense over the last year. Foreign Minister Yair Lapid also held a recent meeting with his Jordanian counterpart, Ayman Safadi, the first since the former took office last month. Both parties discussed several economic issues and agreed to increase Jordan's potential export value to the West Bank. Enthusiasm around the Abraham Accords, especially the seemingly flourishing relationship between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, seems to have declined with reports that none of the economic projects promised by the U.S. have gotten off the ground. It's reported that although the Biden administration appears to support the accords, the administration is showing reluctance to allocate a budget for the Abraham Accords. The U.S. Congress Budget Committee this week approved the budget for reopening the American consulate for the Palestinians in Jerusalem. The bill passed with 32 members voting in favor and 25 in opposition. The mission was closed in 2019 after former U.S. President Donald Trump decided to merge it with the American Embassy, which had moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem a year earlier. It is not yet clear when the consulate on Jerusalem's Argonne Street will reopen, but Palestinian Authority officials estimate that this is expected within a few months. And the High Court of Justice has rejected a petition against the nation-state law, which anchors Israel's status as the national home of the Jewish people. The 11-justice panel ruled by a majority of 10-1 that there were no grounds to throw out the 2018 legislation since it does not contradict the democratic foundations of the state. I'm Susan Michaels.
IBN, Israel Broadcast Network.